its three spin-offs in the Pokemon series is Mystery Dungeon. This series has been around for a while, but this, but there might be a dark theory behind Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Behind all of it does being an innocent world behind Pokemon live, what a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is a world after humans. Of course, we all know humans have not been seen in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Despite your character originally being a human, in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, that's how it always is. Usually, humans are from other dimensions or are transported here from other worlds as well. The only case of humans being a part of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon world is Explorers of Sky. And there's a likely case that you, yes, you, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, is the last human. And that's kind of sad. Being the last human, you can definitely tell because humans are not present in any of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. Only mentioned as well. Well. So, how are Pokemon able to create a whole entire society without humans? That is the biggest mystery. And maybe we may be able to crack it. So, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon has 4 games and a remake. You have Blue Red Rescue Team, you have Explorers of Sky, Time of Darkness, and you have Pokemon Gates to Infinity, and you have Super Mystery Dungeon. It is likely all 4 of these games go in chronological order, as Super Mystery Dungeon references all the Mystery Dungeon games. So, likely, Red and Blue Rescue Team come first, and they're on a different continent to the Mystery Dungeon in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, Time, and Darkness, and of course a different continent to the one featured in the other games. What's further proves this by Super Mystery Dungeon, which has many returning characters from older games as well. And of course, the most recent game is a remake of the first Rescue Team games. So, I think I have made a timeline for this game. Humans caught some mysterious disease from a Pokemon that is unknown. I'm not talking about the Pokemon unknown, but the Pokemon identity, name, and classification is unknown. Most of the humans die off, leaving the Pokemon to fend for themselves. Many Pokemon are forced into the wild, and they have to survive by themselves. There was no ifs, ands, and buts here. But something unexpected happened. Despite the few humans being scattered around, not really being with each other because they don't know there's any other humans, which explains how your character is able to be a human before, or humans from the other dimensions can come as well and turn into Pokemon. But the games often describe all the games are described you into the world of Pokemon, not the world of humans. The world of Pokemon. That's Pokemon, no humans at all. And you can see in the first game, Pokemon are starting to be able to talk and mimic human languages as well. Well, yep, they're able to full on talk to each other, which means Pokemon of different species are also able to live with each other. For example, in the first game, you have a town square as well. Second game, you have a shop area and a guild, which means Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is creating their own society, and exploration teams are used to explore new areas, to find new areas to explore and likely colonize. Of course, this is never said in the games, but the theory is, because Pokemon Civilization was thus created, Pokemon exploration teams explore nearby areas, likely in later games, to clear out for the future and look for the most suitable areas as well, and also to bring back treasure and glory as well. But the problem is there's these things called mystery dungeons as well. But again, there was a mystery dungeon anime and it's mostly just a normal cave. Mystery dungeons just a game mechanic anyways. They're mostly good at going through a cave and fighting through against wild Pokemon as well. Well, but again, most of the areas are not really suitable for Pokemon habitat as well. And you can even see this in Gates to Infinity. You're able to build and develop your own area as well for you and your Pokemon teammates to inhabit as well. And you also even have a little village as well. And then you have Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, I didn't really play all too much of. But Super Mystery Dungeon, you even have schools now for Pokemon guilds for up and coming Pokemon that want to become explorers. So this entire series is about a Pokemon civilization advancing and becoming more and more advanced as the games go on. Building more and more complex structures, building more and more complex societies as well. Well, even building things like agriculture as well. And later games, for example, Gates of Infinity, you even start to do agriculture and grow berries and stuff. So, Pokemon Civilization is in the very beginnings in this game series, which means it must be not too far from the Pokemon Civilizations being created and the last humans dying off. And we know there's still humans around because the Pokemon Mystery doesn't explore the sky. Grovyle was working with a human. No ifs, and buts, he was working with a human. And then Darkrai turned the human into a Pokemon. Also, my theory goes that the last human was turned into a Pokemon as well. Which means Darkrai and many Pokemon might have been going around turning the last humans that have been surviving off the land to rid the world of humans overall. And Pokemon have also been creating a duality system. You have good and evil Pokemon as well. For example, you have Outlaw Pokemon, you have Pokemon that are pure evil like Darkrai from Mystery Dungeon, and you have Pokemon with complex emotions throughout the game series. Which means the civilization is getting bigger and bigger as well. You only see it to the point where Pokemon are building cities. For example, like the first cities, like the Sumerian cities of and you also have Babylon, you also have the ancient Egypt. Pokemon is not at that point. I think Pokemon is at the point of early agriculture area. Yeah. And not even as in the Bronze or Iron Age as well. And you also have evidence of not being too far from humans going extinct or being decimated by some plague or by some Pokemon rampaging around, because you still have perfectly functioning TMs, which is something that humans left behind. The TMs in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon were left behind from humans, which is why they cost so much Pokecoins. Pokecoins are the currency used in Pokemon as well, which means at the very first game, you have a whole civilization that uses currency to buy and sell things, to train and all this stuff. But you really don't have a civilization yet. Things start to really build up in Pokemon Gates to Infinity. Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, where you have an entire agriculture area that has grown by you and your teammate and all of your friend Pokemon and allied Pokemon you make throughout the way. And Super Mystery Dungeon, you have yet another Pokemon town as well. And it seems that there's even residential areas now, which means in Super Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon are even advancing to where they're building cities. Yes, they're building cities as well, which means Pokemon have officially advanced into the city and town era. First, it was little shopping areas where explorers and teams can come through, and then in Sky, you have towns, for example, Saman's Village, but they're mostly small towns and villages, very, very rare and very full not. But then, in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, I didn't really play this game all too much, but Super Mystery Dungeon, you have a little city being built for Pokemon to live in as well. And it's all types of Pokemon because Pokemon is weird like that. That all Pokemon species can live together in this city. Pokemon are building little human-like cities, places that humans would be living in, but instead they're suited for Pokemon as well. So, and in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, you have a school, you have education system, you have banking system, you have a currency, you have restaurants and Pokemon Gates to Infinity, as well. Also, there's another theory that the first three Pokemon games all take place at the same time, or very, very close to each other. And Super Mystery Dungeon takes place afterwards, as well. And also, you do have remnants of human society and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as well. And also, you have buildings being built, for example, Temple Tower as well being built. Likely being built by Dialga, but likely being built by the Pokemon that live around that area. You have abandoned buildings, you have buildings for Pokemon as well. For example, you have towers that are basically abandoned that are full of wild Pokemon, but these wild Pokemon maybe maintain areas as well, dungeons as well. For example, in the first game, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you really have very, very standard places. You have places like Unknown Ruins, Joyous Tower, which are remnants of human civilization as well. But most of the areas are natural, and also you have Sky Tower, but that was likely created by Rayquaza as well. But most of the areas in the game are as well Pokemon areas. And it's very likely that most of the human civilization had disappeared, with very few humans remaining around as well. And you have tower-like areas throughout every game. In the friend areas, you have an abandoned lab they can keep your Pokemon in as well. And you have Pokemon much it does explore the sky. You have the tower area you can go to as well. And you have Temple Tower. And you have ruins of a fallen civilization as well. And also you have little cave entrances. And, for example, you have the place where Steam Cave is, the area where the time gear is being kept as well. Steam Cave and that dungeon, which is another structure. There's also likelihood that Pokemon created many of the newer structures as well, including many of the towns. And we know Pokemon are still starting out in both of the first games because you don't really see many agriculture areas. In Pokemon Gates to Infinity, agriculture was figured out among Pokemon. And then you have Super Mystery Dungeon. As well. Which is Super Mystery Dungeon. Super Mystery Dungeon. You can explore many of the previous continents that you discovered in the first game, in all the games. Which means this is the world of Mystery Dungeon, the world building as well. Then you have places like coal mines being built and other things that are being built as well. And also you still have your places that are mysterious. For example, you have temples and stuff that are abandoned as well. So what do you think of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as well? Pokemon maybe the next wild Pokemon may have ascended did to higher levels in these games. Literally, creating agriculture, creating cities, creating a banking system, creating residential areas, creating shops as well, and creating areas where rescue teams can train, creating a police force, creating exploration teams to explore the areas, yes, as well. well, creating buildings and spreading out and trying to find new places to go to. So I wonder what the fifth game in the series will be like. Will they continue on the trend of Pokemon becoming more and more advanced? I think they probably will. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, or if you look at the town of Super Mystery Dungeon, it really looks like a city that Pokemon can live in. You have bank, you have store, you have everything Pokemon need in a city as well. Well, you have a mailing system as well through Pelipper, and which is in all the games as well. And you also have restaurants, you have bars in like the third game as well. You have homes, you have everything that civilizations need to survive as well. Well, or early civilizations as well. So that is the Pokemon Civilization and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. What do you think about the Dark Fury Mystery Dungeon? Humans going extinct and Pokemon springing out to create their own civilizations as well. Well, creating a school system, creating, homes, creating families even, and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Goodbye.